A very good evening wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to LTS, and this is the LTS Drivers Edition. Now, something very interesting happened today, and I thought probably it will be prudent and wise for me to share with all the audience of exactly what really happens. Now, when you have a car, this car will require regular service once in a while, and so you will periodically take it to your dealership and they will check the oil, they will check different parts of the car as per the warranty, so to make sure that any time that you are driving, there is no particular time you're driving with fear that that car will either stall or it will break down because it was not serviced, or the routine maintenance of the car was not done. Now, as I'm driving right now, I am very confident of the car because it has never missed any service ever since we got it. Now, today I had a very interesting episode with some of my colleagues, and it was because the issue of the performance review was raised. Now, anytime a staff has to go through a performance review periodically, either on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis or on mid-year review or annual performance review, that is the moment that the colleague is looking forward to get a feedback about his performance and probably how he will be performing in the coming year. Now, there's something we call a feedback and a feed forward. Now, I was so baffled by one of an appraising manager who said that even if you do the performance review, nothing will change. Nothing will change. And because this has become something more or less of a paper exercise, that means people will just do the annual performance review, colleague will just check the boxes, the appraising manager will just also check the boxes, and they'll wrap it up and close and move on as if this is just it is a routine. Fair enough, it is a routine, no problem, but it is better to do the performance review than not do it at all. Why? Because the colleagues or the employees or the staff, they themselves as individuals will always look forward to having that moment with the appraising manager so that they can be able at least to get to have an understanding of how they have been performing, and they look forward to the things that they can be able to either improve or if not improve, then maintain. Now, interestingly enough, when I gave them the analogy of the car, the performance review is like taking a car for service, he made a very funny statement, and he said that nowadays cars have also evolved. We no longer need cars with petrol. We no longer need cars that uses ABC. Things have just gone electric, and for that reason, he said the employees now have become more or less like electric cars. They no longer need fuel, so they no longer need that performance review. You just need to plug them in, let them charge, and boom, there they go. They will perform. So I stood to disagree with this a friend of mine, but on a lighter note, we all ended up having that same agreement that it is important for the colleagues to be given time with the appraising manager so that they can be able to have an understanding of how they perform. So ultimately, at the end of the day, you get to have an understanding that performance review is something that should be taken not just as a paper exercise, but it should be something that should be viewed as a progress in the making, whereby it is like a car that is taken for service regularly, and you can be certain that this car will never stall and neither will it ever break down to incur you any extra expense. So with that, on the driver's edition on LTS, think about it. And anytime a colleague comes seeking to ask for a performance review, I think it is wise enough that you give them your audience, you give them your time, they listen to you, and ultimately at the end of the day, you listen to them. And that way, probably the feedback you share and the feed forward you share with them will become very instrumental in changing their way of life, if not their performance in the coming years. If you don't do that, there'll be a car, just like a car. It will be moving, no problem. But the day the car will break, trust you me, you'll spend much more than you could have spent or spend on regular service. Think about it. So, performance review is not a request, it's always a mandatory exercise. So every day we shall be sharing some different thoughts and different ideas of what we can be able to see, learn, hear, and probably some of these discussions will be instrumental in supporting one person or two somewhere in this part of the world. So share with me whatever ideas you may be wanting us to discuss or any opinions, and at the end of the day, I'll be more than glad to see what we can be able to do to update you with all the relevant information that may be helpful. And as we always say it from LTS, the most valuable asset of any successful company will always remain to be the staff. So just treat your staff well, listen to them when they are speaking, give them an ear, get to hear what they are saying, and just get to be very present in their lives, not only as a duty but as a moral way of life. So until I see you again on the driver's edition, take care, be safe, and again from us, dear amigos, and it's a new way of getting things done here from LTS, the driver's edition. God bless, be safe, and it's time to wrap up. I'm already home.